Hello and welcome to another podcast episode. As you can see, if you're a regular, I am back home in the UK. I've been in Norway for 2 weeks. I came back last Thursday. It is Tuesday today. I'm filming a bit earlier than normal because I'm going away at the end of this week. I also didn't film a podcast episode last week, so I've got loads of stuff to talk to you about. I have a huge pile of whips next to me, works in progress. I don't even know what's in some of the bags, because they've been in there for a while. So today I thought I would go through all of it, make a bit of a plan for what I'm going to focus on for the next few weeks. And I also have some news about upcoming workshops to share with you. There are some new workshops being added for next year. I have a new pattern I'm releasing and some Game of Wool stuff. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you're new here, my name is Anniken. I design knitting patterns. I teach knitting workshops online and in person, and I sell yarn through our website YarnAddict.co.uk. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. So first of all, thank you to all the new subscribers in the last week and a bit. Week today, since I put up my first Game of Wool reaction video, and when I looked earlier on, it had well over 4,000 views, and there's been loads of new subscribers. So I'm really, really grateful. Thank you so much. Loads and loads of comments. I haven't been able to get through all of them yet, but I'm trying to work my way through them. There will be another Game of Wool video out on Tuesday. So I'm filming this on Tuesday. It's going out in about 20 minutes from when I'm filming this. So this video won't be out till Friday. So it will have been out 3 days before this video comes out. There was a lot of talk last week online about the first episode. Reactions were very mixed among dedicated, obsessed, addicted knitters. I would say it was probably quite a negative reaction. The reaction from the Shetland Islands about the Farrell tank top challenge in the first week has been quite negative. And I talk about some of that in this week's Tuesday video. And I also talk about my reactions to Game of Wool episode 2. I did, which I recorded yesterday on Monday. I did at lunchtime today. I was just scrolling through threads and I saw a video from Meadow, who was the person who was eliminated this week, saying, because I said in my video on Tuesday that she seemed quite upset, and I thought she was upset because she was overwhelmed and less experienced as a knitter. Certainly the impression I got from the show was that she was mainly a crocheter and less experienced as a knitter. So she put out a video saying that she has knitted for a lot longer than she's crocheted. She's only 18, so, she's quite young. But the main reason that she had a bit of a meltdown was because she wasn't feeling very well. And they kept having to change their designs, and with not feeling well and the changing of designs, it just got too much for her. And she was also criticized for twisting her stitches. And she said that that's what she has always done, apparently. And Di Gilpin pointed it out to her and showed her what she was doing, but also said she really liked the texture of it and that it wasn't necessarily wrong. I would say if you intend to make your stitches twisted, then that's fine. If it's a design feature, that's fine. But if you want the smooth stockinette stitch, or stocking stitch rather, speaking in English, not American, then I would say that is wrong, because if you want the stocking stitch doesn't have twisted stitches. If most people who twist their stitches in stockinette stitch are doing it because they don't realize that they're purling the wrong way, and therefore their stitches are sitting twisted on the knit row. If you do it deliberately because you like the texture, that's fine. But most people who do it don't do it because they like the texture. They do it because they don't realize. So if you're interested in Game of Wool, you just want to hear my reaction, do go and check that out. Like I said, really grateful and overwhelmed with the response last week. Thank you very much for watching if you were one of those people who watched. Right, I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm going to try and get through this quite quickly. Next week, I'm off to Harrogate Knit and Stitch Show on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, 21st, 22nd, 23rd of November. My summer workshops, I got places left. Continental knitting, I'm teaching on 2 days. The Friday one is sold out. and the Saturday one is probably about 2/3 sold out. All the other workshops have got spaces. Some of them are close to being sold out. Some of them are about half full. Some are slightly less than half full. So if you're interested in any of the workshops, the link will be below this video. Do go and check it out. If you click on the link and then go to advanced filter and then scroll down till you see my name, you will find my workshops a lot quicker. But I'm teaching Mobius cowl, so you learn how to do the Mobius cast on and you'll start a cowl. Continental knitting, mitred squares, which are like that. You can do a lot of fun stuff with those, especially stash busting. Knitting in the round, seaming knitted fabric, and mosaic colourwork and knitted scarf, where we'll be doing my Bergen scarf, or you'll be starting my Bergen scarf. So that's next week. And then I have got some workshops in Devon later in November and December. Next year I'm doing some more workshops with Black Sheep Wools in Warrington. My January ones are sold out. And then I'm doing some in March. I'm doing a beaded lace knitting workshop and brioche improvers. So if you have done brioche knitting, basic 2-color brioche knitting, brioche improvers is the next step, and you'll really enjoy that. And as long as you can do basic 2-color brioche, then you are fine. I will gear it a little bit towards the people who are there. So some people who've got more experience, I will move on to something a little bit more challenging quicker. And if you feel like you need a bit of repetition from the basic 2-color brioche, we can always start with that for those people who need that. Last weekend in April, I'm doing filet crochet, which is this kind of stuff. So filet crochet is quite an old technique, mostly used, I think, traditionally for like tablecloths and curtains and things. But I've made a really nice infinity scarf, or a little loopy scarf, which uses filet crochet techniques. So if you know crochet basic techniques, you can do chains, doubles and trebles, then you can absolutely do that workshop. You don't have to be a crochet expert to do it. We're not going to be using really fine yarn. We're going to go for a bit more modern approach. And then on the Saturday 25th of April, I'm teaching Orenburg lace knitting. Orenburg lace shawls are traditional shawls from a part of Russia that's very well known for lace knitting. They are beautiful. I'll pop a picture up on the screen so you can see what they look like. So that's all coming up. Right, let's jump into what I've been working on. I'm releasing a pattern. I'm hoping to do it tomorrow, so the day after I film this, so it'll be out before this is out. And it is my Padstow tote. This is the version I made last December. The colourful yarn is from the Discreet Unicorn Yarn Advent from last year. It's DK, and the black yarn is Yachtigan Merino Cotton, which I sell in my online shop. And then this summer I made a smaller version. Something's happened to the handles. I don't know whether they're just a bit wonky from storage, or whether I need to take one of these bits off and reattach it, because it's gone a bit wonky. But this is the smaller version. It's 2/3 of the width, I think, but the same height. And this one I used Yachtigan Merino Cotton, 3 colors. You can do it in 2 colors or as many colors as you want. So that pattern will be out. There will be a discount code. The discount code, I don't know what it's going to be yet, but it will be on the pattern page. When I do a launch discount for patterns, I always put the discount code on the pattern page. Also, pattern of the week this week is the Glamour Clutch. I'll put a picture of the screen, and that's valid until the end of Friday, so it'll still be valid when this video goes out. It's probably set to run out sometime Saturday morning, because I normally set the discount code to end the day after I say it ends. But that's 25% off. Again, I will put the details below if I remember and link it. And you can also find details in my newsletter. So let's start with what I was working on in Norway. So when I left Norway, my pink top that I was knitting on went in here. I was trying to squeeze out as much air as possible because my suitcase was really full. So I was like opening the top nearly and then squeezing out as much as I can and then zipping it up. So it was like almost like not quite vacuum packed. I was trying to go for that effect, and it's just stayed in here since we came home because I have not worked on it. So let me get it out. I had hoped to finish this before I left Norway, and I'm disappointed that I didn't manage to finish it. But I don't feel like I had as much time to knit as I hoped I could do. So this is where I am. I don't think I got that much to go. Last time I filmed, no, I was thinking I've got a marker and I thought maybe I put that in last time I filmed, but I didn't because I was doing that every day. I was trying to do 6 centimeters a day to finish it before I left, and I didn't manage that. So that is how long it is. I haven't tried it on or measured it. Let me just grab another sweater to measure it against, and we'll see how much I got left to go. So this is my grey sweater, a Packer silk sweater, which I took with me to Norway. I like the length on that one, so let's just hold this pink sweater up against it and see how it compares for length, because I think I want it to be about that length. Okay, so it's not that far. Right, let me try and see if I can hold it up. Can you see that? I can't see anything, so it's not that far to go, I don't think. I don't know, I probably need to actually lay it down properly and measure it. I really kind of wanted to finish that before I went to Black Sheep Wools this weekend, and I haven't touched it since I came home. I have been working on some design submissions since I've been home, and that's been taking up a lot of my knitting time. I've also been working a bit on another project. So I'm going to grab a project bag and I'm going to try and knit on this tonight. The reason I haven't knitted on it is because I just don't like this pink fluff all over me. But I'm going to try and knit on it tonight. I'm going to spin class this evening, like by 6:30. Then after that, I will try and knit on that. I'd love to finish it before I go up to Black Sheep Wools on Thursday, but it's now nearly 3 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon. I'm going to knit this afternoon and evening, apart from when I go to spin class. And then tomorrow I'm out for Pilates in the morning, and then I got to work the rest of the day. So I've got tomorrow off, late afternoon, evening to knit. So I don't think I'm going to finish this before I go, but I would like to finish it. I do have a pink linen shirt that I quite like, and I thought it would look really nice with that, and I could wear it for my workshop. The other problem I got is that one of the workshops I'm teaching at Knit and Stitch Show next week is seaming knitted fabric, and that means that I need to bring 2 swatches for everyone who's booked that workshop. Normally when I teach finishing techniques workshop, where we include that lesson, mattress stitch basically, I normally ask people to bring their own swatches, but the Knit and Stitch Show didn't want any workshops where people had to bring stuff, so I have to bring them. And I was thinking about this in August, thinking I need to start knitting these swatches, and I just didn't get around to it, and I've just been putting it off. So at the moment there aren't that many people booked on that workshop, but I don't know how many people book last minute and how many people book at the event, so I need to make sure I got enough so that if it does fill up or nearly fills up, I've got enough swatches. So I'm casting on 30 stitches in DK yarn, 4mm needles, and just knitting until I got roughly a square. Did one yesterday. I'm going to try and do another one today. Thinking when I go up to Black Sheep Wools, I might take it with me, so when I stop at services, I can just knit on that, because it's fairly easy and it's not very big. But yeah, I'm starting to panic a little bit that I haven't done enough of it. The other project I was working on in Norway was a hat, a Cornwall hat. Cornwall is one of my hat patterns. I'll pop a picture on the screen, and I'm knitting a new one. I cast this on because I was going to cinema the first weekend I was there. I think that's where I was last time I talked about this filming, so I didn't do a lot more knitting in Norway. No, that's not true. That's where I was when I left Norway, so that's what I knitted on the way home. So last Thursday when I was travelling home, I got 2 trains to get to the airport. I didn't knit on the train at all because they're both fairly short train journeys. I knitted quite a bit at the airport. I slept on the plane most of the time because I was really tired because I hadn't slept very well. And then I didn't knit on the train into London. I knitted a little bit at the pub at Paddington Station in London while I was waiting for my train to Cornwall, and then I knitted on the train to Cornwall. So I was hoping to finish it, but I haven't. I don't have a long way to go. I need to measure it really. I think I want to do like 34 centimeters. Okay, I can't find a tape. Oh yes, there's a tape measure right in front of me. So let's just do a rough check. So the straight bit between the crown shaping needs to be about 34 centimeters, and I am at 28 centimeters. So I've still got quite a long way to go. Definitely want to finish this before I go back to Norway in December, middle of December, because I was making it to match my brioche fairy tale scarf. So I definitely want to finish it by then. I was thinking about taking this with me when I go away this weekend to knit on when I stop at the services and stuff. But I think I should be taking those squares with me and try and knock up a few of those while I'm away. So I think I'll leave this at home, but I probably will take it with me next week when I go away to Harrogate, because Simon's coming with me, so he could probably do a lot of the driving, so I can knit on this in the car and get it finished. Before I drop that back on the floor, I'm just going to move my marker up so that next time I talk about this, I know where I am. All the things I've got in progress at the moment, I really want to finish before I go to Norway, which I don't think is more than about 4.5 weeks. So I think when I came back last week, I think it was like 5.5 weeks. So it's not that long to go. Yes, it's 4.5 weeks till I go to Norway again. Next year I need to plan my trips a bit better, because I've been since July. July till, I think I went on the 22nd of October. So that's August, September, October. That's about 3 months. That was a bit too long. I think my mum was quite struggling. So next year I need to plan them out a bit more carefully to make sure I don't leave more than, say, probably a couple of months between each trip. This is the project I've actually been working on since I came home, and that is my cyberball sweater. So this is identical to one I knitted last year in the summer in cyberball cotton. I'm re-knitting it in the regular cyberball, and I'm probably 2/3 of the way on the body, probably the same point as where I am on my pink top, really. This one will have sleeves, but satin sleeves, which I haven't graded yet. I feel like the armhole depth is a bit long, so we'll have to see. I probably should take it off the needles, block it, but I'm not going to, because I'm not going back. Even if I have made it too long, I'll have to just fudge it somehow, because I'm not ripping it back. Again, I would like to finish this before I go to Norway, but we'll see. The pattern for that one is not out yet. I am intending to write up the pattern. I'd like to get that sweater finished, and maybe even the pattern written up before I go to Norway. I've got such a backlog of pattern writing. So this is the crochet sweater I was working on before I went to Norway, and I have worked on this one a little bit as well. So I finished the back to the underarms, and I finished the front to the underarms, and I did pin it out the other day, and it was a lot narrower than my other one. So I'm just going to try and put it on. Let me just take my mic off. So when I pinned this out the other day, the other one comes to about here, and this one was a lot narrower. It might be because I didn't stretch it properly. So I think what I'm going to do, maybe tonight if I get around to it, is actually soak it so it's properly wet, roll it up in a towel, and then pin it out properly like I will do when I'm blocking it, to see exactly how wide it is, because I need to know that to work out how many repeats I need for the body. So what I'm going to do next is join up here, so I have enough stitches left for the body. And if I do what I did on the other one, I'm worried I'm going to make it too small. So I need to make sure that I know which width this is going to be. Obviously I'm going to crochet around the neckline and stuff, but so I really could do with blocking it before I go any further on this. My original one, if I have a picture, which I think I do, I'll pop it on the screen because I don't know where I put it. I was wearing it the other day, but I really like this one. But on the other one I'd made, these little clusters with 7 stitches, but I used 3.5mm hook, 3.5mm hook. This one I'm doing 5 trebles in one of these clusters, rather, so 2 trebles less, but I am using a 3.75mm hook. So I was hoping it would come out roughly the same tension. When I did a swatch, I knew that it might be slightly smaller, but I was hoping over the width of the garment it would stretch a bit. These grey bits in between are the same as I did on the other one, but it does look like it's coming out a little bit smaller. That's fine, as long as I have the right width for the body. If the sleeves are a little bit too short, I will work in the round down so I can make the sleeves the length I wanted. So that's not a problem. But I haven't done anything on this for the last few days. I worked on a little bit over the weekend because I'd missed crocheting while I was away. And so I worked on it a bit over the weekend, but I need to really block this and get accurate measurements before I can do anything more. So I might try and do that this afternoon. I don't know if I'm going to take this away with me or whether I'm going to take the Zaba Ball sweater away with me. I need to take something that I can work on in the evenings on Thursday evening and Friday evening. So I might take the Zaba Ball one. I feel like I should take the pink mohair one if I haven't finished it. But I also don't fancy being covered in mohair, so I might take the Zaba Ball one because that's fairly easy. I have 3 more bags here and I don't know what's in any of them. Oh, one of them is empty. That's okay. I like finding empty bags. Let's see what's in this one. This is my sock bag, so I assume there's a sock project in here. Oh, yes, there is. Wasn't the sock I thought was going to be in there? I thought I had 2 socks on the go. So I finished this first sock a while ago. I can't remember when. I need to cut in where I'm going to put the afterthought heel in, and I was planning to record a tutorial for that when I do it. So I'm not going to get that done this week or next week, but maybe the week after. So I would like to finish this sock by the week after next. So this might come to Harrogate with me because, again, easy to knit on in the car and in times between lessons at the event. I do have some gaps during the day where I can have a look around the show, but also just relax because the workshops are, most of them are an hour long, a couple are 2 hours long, so they're quite intense. Between classes, I will have a look around the show and also hopefully find somewhere I can relax. So I've got about that much to go. I'm really pleased with how this is matching up color-wise. Even when I try and match the stripes, I usually fail. So I'm really pleased because this is matching up really well. So I would like to try and finish the second sock by the time I get back from Harrogate so that I can do the tutorial for the heel and film that when I get back. But I don't think I'm going to take this away with me this weekend. Right, got one more project bag here. I have no idea what's in this one. Thought I had another pair of socks on the go. So is this socks as well? Oh no, this is not socks. I thought I had another pair of socks though. Maybe I don't. Maybe I finished them before I went to Norway. I can't remember. This is a rib for a cow that I cast on. I don't know. I think it was months ago. I think I cast on. I think I started the color work and I wasn't happy with my tension, so I ripped it back to the rib. I am knitting a cow that I knitted a version of when I went to Norway last winter sometime. I went on several trips to Norway last winter. No, I went on 2. I went in January, or end of December and in February because my mum had an accident. So I'm using those 2 colorways, Yatica Merino Cotton. If I have a picture of the cow on my phone, I'll pop it on the screen. But I wanted to re-knit it because it's knitted in a yarn by, I think one pink yarn is by the Discreet Unicorn, and she's given up dyeing now. She's in the process of closing her business. And then I think the variegated colour might be Spectrum Fibre. But I wanted to knit it up in a colour that I actually sell as well, in a yarn I sell. So I'm using Yatica Merino Cotton because I've used that for a cowl before and I really like it. So, but this has just been on hold. My plan had been to knit it over the summer, and I just haven't gotten around to it because it's been busy. So this one is probably not going to get finished before I go to Norway. I don't know. If I haven't finished it before I go to Norway, I might make this my travel project. Thing is, it won't take me very long to knit. I could probably easily knit it in a long weekend or something. So that will be on hold for now. So my priority for the next few days is this afternoon. I need to finish at least one more swatch from my seaming knitted fabric workshop. I'd like to knit 2. I'm about a quarter of the way through one swatch, so I'd like to finish that and maybe knit another one. I also need to just re-knit quickly. I've got the workshop notes for my Matrix Square class. Where's the thing? But I need to just double check that it's correct. So I just want to knit up this as well, just to basically test knit my own pattern really, make sure they're correct. So I'm thinking I'm going to do that tonight or tomorrow night. And then I'm going to try and work as much as I can on the pink vest top. And then I'm going to block the crochet piece and decide where I need the body to come down. So basically it's the sleeves, it's just straight down there. Then I'll seam the underside of the sleeve and then I'll go straight down for the body. Very basic shape. So I'm going to try and block that today so I can get that done tomorrow afternoon. But going away from Thursday to Saturday, I will either take my crochet with me or I will take my sample sweater with me. And I will take some squares to knit with me. So maybe I'll take the squares and the crochet. I need to decide what I want to finish first out of the crochet and the cyber ball. So I have two sweaters, one vest, one pair of socks, one hat, and a cow. How many projects is that? Hang on, let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 things I want to finish before we go back to Norway in 4.5 weeks. I also have a deadline in December. I had asked the editor to make sure the yarn was here before I come back from Norway. It hasn't arrived, so I need to chase that up as well in case it's been shipped and gotten lost. So I need to chase that up. One thing actually I've forgotten to share is this beautiful yarn. This is a yarn that Belinda from the Knitting Hotel gave me when I was there on Saturday teaching. And isn't it gorgeous? I'm not sure what it is actually. I think it might be silk. I need to ask her that. And it's got sequins on it. She thinks it's about 400 meters. She got it. She got a big supply of it when she was in India recently. And yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. I love this color. Probably looking a little bit different on screen than what it does in real life. It's a bit more plummy purple. It's really rich. I'm thinking about. She gave me this one as a present. I'm thinking about contacting her to see if I can buy a couple of more because they're so beautiful. Don't know what I'm going to do with that yet, but anyway, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. If you haven't watched the Game of Wool videos from last week and this week, do go and check them out. Last Thursday's video, instead of a podcast, I did a video on the latest issue of the Knitter magazine, issue 221, I think, because that was out, I think, the week before, 2 weeks ago. I do have a design coming out in the next issue of Knitting magazine. I will share more when I can. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.